Chris, the old-ass retro gamer here. Today I'm going to do a review of a game that I had mentioned in one of my pickup videos that I would do a review of. It is a NES game that I have a personal history with. I mentioned that I hate it. That game is Mad Max by Mindscape. Yep. So, why do I hate this game, you might ask? I'll tell you a little story. How about that? Late 1980s, early 1990s. Mindscape had their headquarters in Northbrook, Illinois, which was about 10 minutes away from where I grew up. And my father was a huge PC gamer, and Mindscape made a lot of games that he enjoyed. And every once in a while, Mindscape would have like these warehouse sales, because they did have like a little store attached to their headquarters. And my dad would go there and pick up like all these discounted PC games. And one time he went there, they were having some sort of a contest for, like teenagers. And my dad signed me up, and lo and behold, I won. I was one of like 3 or 4 winners. And the prize was to take home a Famicom with a beta copy of Mad Max to beta test. And I got to take it home for about a month and play the game. And the whole plan was that you play the game for a month, bring the system and the game back to them, and you would tell them your thoughts, what they should change, what you liked, what you didn't like. And in exchange, you would get to take home 2 of their titles that they had released for the Nintendo. And even if it was games that they didn't have, that were going to be released in the future, you still had those to choose from also. So the month is over, I take the system back, and I am part of this focus group with these other kids. And I get chosen to go last, to tell them my thoughts. And these other kids just proceed to kiss all kinds of ass. Or talking type of shit, just everything about the game is the most amazing thing that ever played. The graphics are awesome, the sound is great, the controls are tight, I don't even think they'd seen the movie, so they're just kind of like, oh my god, it is just the coolest game I've ever played, I can't wait to buy a copy of it for my own. And basically what they were doing was kissing ass so they can just get the 2 free games that they would be given on the spot if they were ones that had already been released, and get out the door. I got chosen to go last, so when I get my chance to speak, I'm a huge fan of this trilogy of movies at that point. I have seen each of them many, many times, and I hated the game, and I told them so. I gave it to them right to their face, these 2 people that were interviewing us. I told them that I thought the graphics were shit, and that they were lazy programmers because they just kept repeating the same levels, just with different color palettes swapped out just to save on time. The controls were some of the worst I'd ever played. It was not intuitive at all. It was hard to control. The difficulty was just up there. What you needed to do in the game to progress was so vague. The instructions didn't even really tell you what you needed to do. That it was like the game was just so difficult. It was like I didn't enjoy playing it, and I didn't want to play it for that month, but I knew that in order to get these games for free, I had to do it. So I kept forcing myself to play, and I told them that. I was like forcing myself to play. And the thing that really, really pissed me off the most was that they didn't even use the license properly. I'm like, if you're going to pay the money for Mad Max and put fucking Mel Gibson on the cover, at least use the property. The only thing that reminded me of the movie was the opening title scroll, which tells you like the story from Road Warrior, that the nuclear war had happened and everyone was trying to survive and gas was a hot commodity and all that. And I was like, why would you put the ringmaster guy from Beyond Thunderdome, the
dying times here.
Why would you put him in the game if you're not going to have anything from Beyond Thunderdome in the game outside of him? I mean, it looked like the game itself was focusing on the Road Warrior. Why would you put a Thunderdome guy in there? And I was mad. I was like, you took one of my favorite series of films and just made like this generic game out of it. And the people that were interviewing me are like taking these furious notes, and they're like, oh my god, that is such a good idea. And like, oh, Thunderdome. Wow, why didn't we think of that? Probably because they never saw the goddamn movies. And like, oh, the controls need to be tweaked. Okay, how about that? And I'm sitting there going like, oh my god, I'm actually contributing something to this game. And I was kind of happy. I was just like, someone's actually listening to me and taking my feedback seriously, and I might actually help make a better game. If that's the case, then I can't wait to own it. So I picked my 2 games, and the games that I picked, I didn't want the ones that Mindscape had already released, like Last Starfighter, Days of Thunder, and all that, because I'd already rented them and I thought they were shit. So I picked 2 games that were that were going to be released in the future. One was 720 Degrees, the skateboarding game by Atari that they had done a port of, and the other was another Atari port called Road Blasters, which is like a car combat game. And they told me that when they were released, I would sent them in the mail. I did get 720, and I did not like it because the controls were shit, and it was not fun to play. And they completely shafted me on Road Blasters. I never got a copy of that at all. So not only did I get forced to play this crap game for a month, they lied to me about how my feedback was going to change the game for the better. And not only that, but like all the time I put in it hoping that I was going to get these, these 2 free games. They didn't even give me one of them because they're probably like, well, fuck that kid. He told us our game was crap and we thought it was awesome from the get-go. So yeah, I had a personal vendetta against Mindscape from that point on. I did say that I was never going to buy one of their games ever again. I did not live up to that at one point because I wanted to play Wing Commander so bad for the Super Nintendo because I heard so many good things about it that I purchased it, but just the thought of me buying a Mindscape game tainted that game so much that after about 3 days of playing it, I was like, I don't even want it anymore, so I got rid of it. It's crazy, but whatever. Since then, I've forgiven them, but I do think outside of like Wing Commander and Gauntlet 2 for the Nintendo, their games are generally garbage. And for good reason. They just would buy a license to some popular movie to get some name recognition, slap some game on it. Mostly it was a port of a PC game that didn't have anything to do with that movie, and they would just slap the name on it. Like Last Starfighter was a game for, I do believe, the Commodore 64 that had nothing to do with that movie. And they just changed the sprites of what the ship looked like to make it look like the ship from Last Starfighter and then shipped it out. I mean, these people were just lazy as all hell. And to prove to everybody out there in internet land that I'm not making up this story, I'm going to show you something to prove it, that I did actually do all this. Here's the Mad Max instruction book, okay? Inside, on the front cover, is the special thanks. And lo and behold, there's my name right there, Chris Pico. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, Chris Pico, right there. So, there you go. So what I thought I would do is, since I've given you my thoughts of the game from back in the day when I beta tested it, which I had never played again since that happened, a friend of mine rented the game and told me that everything that he had seen at my house when I was beta testing it is still in there, and the game had not changed at all. It was the exact same game, so they lied to me and didn't change a goddamn thing. Since I've given you my thoughts of what it was like back then to play it, I was going to do a review of it now and show you tell you what I think of it nowadays, now that my tastes have changed and I've forgiven them for their trespasses and all that. So what do I think of it now? Let's take a look. So here we go, Mad Max for the Nintendo Entertainment System by Mindscape. So one of the first things you'll notice is that these graphics are not that good, even by Nintendo standards. Everything looks like super washed out. Even the car itself just looks really, really bland. It's like they didn't really put any effort into anything. You can go to this like shop, and for some reason, like the fat guy that ran the bartering shop in Bartertown in Beyond Thunderdome is here, but now he has a mohawk and an eye patch, so they just kind of like altered a digitized photo of the guy. And it's like you have nothing to barter with, basically. Like eventually you'll figure out that the currency is like food and water, and you have to buy fuel and stuff like that, but it's just really, really vague. But the main problem here is, for starters, when the hell did Max use dynamite for every problem that he comes across? Because I don't remember him doing that at all in the movie. The game is so difficult because there's so many cars coming at you, and then these parapet things throwing dynamite at you from every angle possible. I mean, you can be driving past it, and they'll still throw one at you, and it'll hit you from behind. Everything throws you off course. There's even those like tar slicks on the ground. It's just like everything is just out to get you from the get-go, and it's like before you have any time to acclimate to playing the game, it's like you're pretty much dead. And on top of that, you have a fuel meter on the bottom left corner. And when you start the game, it's almost on empty already. And even if your car is just sitting there idling, it runs down at the exact same rate that it does if you're driving around, which makes zero sense. And you will be seeing the "you ran out of fuel" game over screen multiple times. And it's a real pain in the ass. And I had to look up a fact just to figure out what I needed to do. And what you need to do in this first level is find this cavern. I think it's on the northwest side of this level. And it's like barely, it's hidden, it's off the road. You wouldn't even know it unless, you wouldn't know it was there unless you accidentally stumbled upon it or somebody told you it was there. need to go in there and go into this underground level and find supplies. And there's a couple other ones hidden throughout the level, but you don't really need to. You can just go to this first one, go back to that shop, buy a pass to get into the arena match, and then find the arena match before you run out of gas again. And then the arena match is this underground death race thing with your car. It's even harder to do anything here than it is on the, the above ground levels, because the levels are designed in such a way that there's like these pits that open and close, and if your car is anywhere near one where it opens, even if you're just barely off of the edge of the pit, it has like a gravitational pull that will just suck you in and you're dead. And then on top of that, the controls for the driving aren't that great to begin with, so you'll be driving along a straightaway area thinking, oh look, I'm doing pretty good, like, I'm avoiding all these cars and whatnot, and all of a sudden a turn will come, and you can never turn fast enough or accurately enough to get away from that pit, and you'll just get sucked in or go off the edge of the road. This game is just insane. It's badly designed. It looks like crap. The levels look exactly the same whenever you get to another one of its type, because all they did was change the colors. Like this one right here is this tan brown color, and on like level 3 I think it is, it's green. And that's it. And then just do that over and over again. So I don't understand what they were thinking when they made this piece of shit. It's barely playable. It's not fun to play. It looks like ass. It sounds like ass because all you get is that one freaking track of music the whole game, no matter what you're doing. Oh, it's frustrating to play. It just angers me beyond words that when I told Mindscape what I thought of this game when I was beta testing and I did that focus group, that they looked absolutely shocked that I hated it. So that is Mad Max. It's just a bad game. Any way you look at it, it's just badly designed, badly. I'm done. So you know what? Fuck this game. Fuck it right in the ear. There you go. That's my review of Mad Max. Both then and now. And prognosis is not good. This game is garbage. Garbage. And after playing it now, I think it's just going to sit on my shelf gathering dust. And the only time I'll ever take it out of the protective case is to go, hey, look, I actually did something in the video game, world. I helped beta test the game. Yay. Yay me. Even though the game ended up being shit. So, that's it. That's my review of Mad Max. I hope you liked it. If you want to see me review more games, if you have a specific game you want me to review that I own, that you've seen in the pickup videos, or if there's something you think I need to buy so I can review it, let me know in the comments. Let me know all your thoughts, your personal thoughts. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're watching this, why not? I already made 16 episodes or something. Check out my Facebook page, the Old Ass Retro Gamer, and like that. And if you haven't checked out the other show that I do on YouTube called TOASTY, you get the Mortal Kombat reference, with my friend Josh, where we talk about video games and movies and everything else geek in between. Check it out. It's I think you can find it under Toasty Show as one word, or just do a search for Toasty with an exclamation point. It'll probably show up. And until I see you next time, this is Chris, the Old Ass Retro Gamer, signing off.